This beautiful harvest centerpiece. Now, I'm probably going to sound ignorant here. We see the colorful corn you see in displays. Where does it actually come from?
The ground. The ground. It grows from a corn stalk. No, this is actually, I grew up calling this stuff Indian corn.
Or maize.
Other people call it, well, it's a type of maize, like our regular corn is. Other people call it calico corn. The real name of it is flint corn. And it's always called flint corn because it's a super hard husk. It's actually closely related to popcorn. And actually, it was like one of the few corns that like survived the big freeze of 1812 because of that hard husk.
Interesting.
I'm just channeling, you know.
Wow, your
Princeton, right?
Your Princeton roots are really coming out.
So I love it, but you kind of never know what to do with it. You always see it's just a few dollars a bunch. It's very inexpensive.
I just always put it on the table for show.
Right, or nail it to the door. I wanted to do something a little bit different. Centerpieces are big right now. You're going to have a lot of entertaining going on. You don't really have time to switch it out that often, so I wanted to do something that would last you basically from now through Thanksgiving.
Yeah,
so I decided to do this. Very inexpensive. Let's get started here.
So what do we need?
What you're going to need is just any kind of round container. This one's a big glass one. This is a smaller plastic one. And then a piece of felt. You don't really need the felt, but I kind of liked it because it sort of helps to hide any mistakes. And just wrap it around, cut it to the right size, a little bit of fabric glue here.
And now I know what to do with all those empty vases. When people bring you flowers, I think, what am I going to do with
Now
these?
you know what to do with the vases and the corn.
This is great.
Thank you, Debbie.
I love this. Recycling.
Now, all you're going to do is get a rubber band, make sure it's big enough, and just slip it around. And then all you're going to do is, if you want to help me here by popping these off, you just pop off the husk part.
Okay.
And then you're just going to slip it here. Pointy side down is usually best. All the way around.
That's fine.
Using your rubber band. You
No rhyme or reason for the color, just wherever you want.
Well, you can. Like, if you have a bunch of red ones and want to do a total red story, you can do that.
This is easy, Ken.
Yeah, totally easy. So you get the idea there.
Okay.
Oh, you want to finish it.
Well,
you're like,
I'm getting excited.
all right.
There we go.
There we go. So you go all the way around. We're going to stop right there. Well, except Debbie is a perfectionist.
Finish
so she's
it. Why not?
One more. All right,
I feel like I'm channeling.
Alexandra.
All right, get it there. And now what you're going to do is just take a couple of pieces of rope. You could use ribbon. I like the rusticness of rope.
So use the rubber band for the setup.
Just to set up, just to make it easy. And then tie your rope around. Tie it into a little knot here. And I found that you really need to use two of them so that it ends up being stable. One across the top, one across the bottom. Tie it in a little decorative knot, and then get your scissors. Once it's all in place, make sure your corn is all where you want to be. Get your little scissors.
And then you cut the rubber band.
Cut your rubber band.
Smart.
Wow.
And you're basically, set. Now, take your, I use fresh flowers here. These were left over for, thank you very much, Monica Potter. I took all your scraps from yesterday.
Oh, my goodness. She did bring a lot of flowers.
They're beautiful. Or you can
gorgeous.
use silks and pop them in. Now, because you want this to last for a long time, what I did in this one is I actually used branches from the backyard for the back part, and then berries. And those berries will dry on the branch and darken. And then all you have to do is swap out the flower. So when you're at the grocery store, buy another pack of sunflowers, toss them in, and that way it'll last all season long. Or if you're using silks, obviously you're kind of good.
So
to go.
now that I'm cohabitating, is there a key?
Right.
Like, you're just putting the
Oh, you're
flowers.
going to impress Joe so much. Oh, I'm going to make up centerpiece for you, Joe, for dinner tonight.
Anything with the flowers, like what do you do structurally, or what is the eye drawn to?
I always like to do something big and like these branches or these in the back, and that really gives it its structure.
Okay.
And then you can just do that and a bunch of leaves, and then always do threes for the flowers.
Do you have to use one of those styrofoam things to
You
put it in?
can, but because then they get messed up, and then I have to get a new one. So like this, I cheat. I put a rubber band around them, get them how you want them outside the vase, and then just pop them in.
And then with the water, change it once a week? You're
Yeah,
good.
change it once a week. Or, honestly, if you get the right things like hydrangeas and branches, they'll actually dry because you forget. And it's like 3 weeks later, you go to the dining room and it still looks good.
I know. Isn't that something else? How much would this cost?
If you go out and want to buy this, you're talking probably $150. If you went to a florist and you wanted the whole, well, you go to expensive places. This cost me like $25.
Hollywood Steals!